Okay, we are going to get started here, and I'm excited to spend some time with Michael Walsh, my good friend. We've been able to get to know each other a little bit more over the last few weeks or so. Michael, thank you for joining me on this YouTube video, and we have a lot to cover. Thank you for joining me. You're with ispeedtolead. So how are you doing,
correct.
Michael?
I'm doing good, Jerry. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't wait for this conversation and this training that we're going to do here. I get a lot of people asking me about your service provider that you guys do. It's a very specific type of marketing channel called pay per lead. Now, if you guys don't know what pay per lead is, you've probably been living under a rock. It is one of the hottest, most popular marketing channels, I think, in wholesale real estate today.
Yeah.
It's grown in popularity over the past, I think, year or two, it feels like. It's not something that most beginners, I think about because there is a cost to it. Although I think we're going to demystify that, or I think we could debunk that myth, Michael, if you will, on this training. But guys, you know that if you're going to get into wholesale real estate, one of the things I talk about quite a bit is you're going to be doing a lot of marketing. You're going to be doing a lot of sales. And the better you're able to attract motivated sellers, distressed property owners that want to sell at a discount, the better you're able to get in front of them, find them, talk to them, then the more successful you'll be in this business, especially as you learn how to close those sellers and identify a good deal and know how to underwrite and put that deal together. That's kind of step two. Step one, though, is how do you even get in front of these sellers that want to sell? And Michael, you know, the free methods and the low cost methods, you know, doing outreach and cold calling, those methods require a lot of follow-up.
Yes.
And typically they require a team, cold callers and acquisitions people, because it's a lot of work to kind of, to introduce yourself to that seller, work with them on their timelines, wait until they're motivated. And what we found is that you can skip right to the front of the line and you can spend most of your time talking to sellers that actually want to sell like right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's pretty exciting. So I want you to kind of help us and everyone here listening understand. First of all, let's talk about what is PPL, pay per lead. How is that different than PPC, which I think a lot of people are more familiar with, pay per click. You know, what's the difference there? And maybe we start there and I will understand, why is this marketing channel something to be considered? And then when is it the right time maybe to consider this type of lead? Yeah. So let's start from there. Like, what is PPL, if you could break that down?
Yeah. So if you think of PPL as pay per lead, so pay per click, which is PPC, which is everybody understands that. You know, you run ad campaigns, you run them on Google, you run them on Facebook, and you're paying per click. You're paying for people to click on your ad and possibly sign up on your landing page. And so you're basically billed by Google. Google bills you every time somebody clicks on your ad, whether they sign up or not. So you could incur a lot of costs there. And if you're paying, let's say $50, $60, $70 per click, and you have 10 people click and they never even sign up, I mean, you're $500 to $700 right there, and you didn't even get a lead.
Well, not only that, but even if they fill out your form, what we find with PPC is, because that's a very high intent, very motivated seller, they're probably filling out the next form and the next form. And we'll see people fill out 4 or 5 forms, and now it's a race to that person. If you don't answer that form or call that person within 30 seconds, you know, they're on to the next one, and you might lose that. And you just paid for it and you lost that lead, you know?
Yeah. I always explain it as a plumber, because we all kind of understand, you know, if we have a toilet in our home, and if we had one toilet in our home and we had 6 people and the toilet was backed up, you're going to go through the list on Google of calling plumbers. And if somebody doesn't follow up with you, or if you don't reach them right then, you're moving to the next one.
Oh yeah. You're not waiting another minute.
Yeah. And the same thing happens with PPC. With PPL, basically what we have, and we have it a little bit different than the other providers. All the other providers do it a little different than us. We have a specific marketplace. So when you sign up for an account with us, it's actually free to get an account to get into our marketplace and to search our marketplace. You can go through the leads as they're coming in. And at that point in time, you can pick the lead that you want in the area you want, when it's good for you. And so this works really well, especially for people that have a 9 to 5. You know, we talk about newbies and we talk about the people who are doing this full time. the 9-to-5ers and the stay-at-home moms and all those people that have these time constraints that they're like, oh, I can only get a hold of people during this time. The problem with PPC or anything else even is it's like, it's very time consuming. PPC takes follow-up when that person comes in. Like,
yeah, it might be 9 o'clock at night. It might be,
and you're calling them right then and there.
Yeah.
And if you're putting the kids to bed, it's like, oh, sorry, kids, put yourself to bed.
You have to answer the phone. I tell my
you got to deal with it.
I tell all my students that do PPC, I'm like, look, when that form comes in, it doesn't matter if you're at dinner, you're at your kid's wedding, you know, like you've got to answer that right now because that's when they come in.
Yeah. And with PPL, we have the leads coming in constantly throughout the whole entire day, but it's up to you to go in, log in, and you get to pick when you want to pick somebody at that point in time.
Yeah.
And it's literally that easy. Like people think they think of it as, oh, well, it can't be that easy.
Yeah.
And I'm actually just going to jump on. I'm actually going to just share my screen here real quick.
Screen. Yeah.
And I'm going to show you guys literally how easy this is. Because
while you're doing that, Michael, I'll share with everybody, you know, the first time I did this, I was doing a live with RJ Bates and I was a little nervous ahead of time because I was like, I've never done this system before. And he's like, oh, it's easy. You'll figure it out. And literally it was like, I'd read through, oh, I like that one. Oh, it tells me a little bit about them, what's going on, how soon, you know, gives you some high level criteria. I'm like, okay, I'll take that one. And then you click it and you call, you know what I mean?
I actually had a new affiliate reach out to me the other day and he was like, he was getting ready to go live and start showing this off. And he's like, where's a video that I can learn how to do this? And he's like, wait, never mind. It's literally that easy.
Yeah.
like this is so easy. All right. So go ahead. And I got my screen in there. Can you see it?
No. Do I have to share it or give you permission?
I think you do. Hold on. Let me go ahead and pop that back up in there. I just pulled it down on accident.
Show. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here we go. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to widen this up a little bit. So get as much of the canvas as we can have. There we go. All right. So literally when you log in and you get inside of our lead feed. And these leads are coming in time right now. So they'll just keep popping in as leads come in. They'll keep popping in. And like Jerry said, you can literally see I have premium on this account. Premium is an upgrade. And so I can see all the information that I need to kind of see, make a good judgment on, do I really want to buy this lead? How old is the home? How big is the home? I can check out the comps. If I want to do comps, I can check out the comps here. And this one, for example, don't know where this one's located, but it's only got 2 comps. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a different one that has some more here.
And one thing to keep in mind, Michael, is pricing per lead does differ. And that's because marketing costs differ based on location. So if you're in a major metro, clearly that's highly competitive. There's a lot of people trying to do marketing there. So you're going to pay a little bit more. So one thing is I'll see people do, and I've done this when I've done your system is I'll find like this great price and then I'll take a look. I'm like, oh, well, it's pretty rural. That makes sense. Right. Yeah. So you just want to be cognizant of that too.
Yeah. And that's why I always tell people, like, you know, sometimes people will say, oh, well, it's so expensive for a lead. You have to remember, these are motivated seller leads. These leads have gone through our system. They haven't just filled in their email and their phone number. They literally walked through a step-by-step system, and we literally make sure that they're motivated. We double check on them. We have a system in place to really focus on getting the best leads for you guys. And then if somebody does slip through the cracks, and we've had this happen before, somebody fills out the form and then they decide, oh, I don't really want to sell my home. You call them up. Well, guess what? We got a 60-day money back guarantee if you have any of our subscriptions. And then if you don't have any, if you're just on the free account, then it's a 21-day money back guarantee. And that's still
I've never run into that yet, really. Yeah. I don't think. I mean, mostly it's just can you put a deal together? Is the seller willing to go to your price? And and honestly, like, this is a whole nother conversation, but when you know how to structure creative finance, it opens up so many more doors. Absolutely. Because now you can pay more if you can structure those types of deals. And so, I mean, honestly, for me, Michael, it's, if you're comfortable on the phone and you know how to talk to sellers and build trust and uncover motivation, and you know how to close somewhat decent, it's constant action. Like, that's why I go live with RJ Bates doing this, is because we know we're just going to be on the phones talking to people, and we're going to skip all the can't get a hold of anybody for an hour straight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is it's like, I always tell people, it's like, if people don't care who they sell their home to, they just want somebody who can give them what they're looking for or what they need out of their home, somebody who has built some rapport with them, and somebody who knows what they're talking about, that's not going to leave them hanging, that they're not feeling like a little bit like, I don't know, are they going to back out of this on me? Are they going to, mess around with me on this? And so that's just something important just to always remember there.
Yeah. Did you want to keep your screen open?
Yeah. Actually, I was going to show one other thing real quick, because I did talk about the pricing. So I want to kind of show you guys all this. We also have something really cool that's called Coupon Club. And so Coupon Club is all of our sale leads. It's everything that's over 48 hours old. So if you go here, you got exclusive. That's what you guys were seeing in that lead feed in the very beginning. Is
exclusive means no one's talked to it yet. So if you buy it, you're the only one.
Yeah, you're calling them, and then they stay exclusive for you. Like if you buy it exclusive, it stays exclusive. But once something goes to active, which is 24 hours old, then if you can buy it for a little bit cheaper, or if you have Coupon Club, you can get it for $59.
Does it tell you who's on it if once it becomes active, like how many people?
Yep. So
you'll know. So you kind of know. Okay, I'm going to pay a lot less, but I might be competing with someone else calling that lead.
Yes, absolutely. Hold on, let me just reload. I think it's because I'm streaming and loading the system at the one time.
Now, Michael, what would be the benefit of active versus exclusive? Just you get a cheaper price, so you roll the dice.
Cheaper price. We have a lot of people actually that just stay in the active and the sale leads, and they do a great job. Like we had somebody use 15 leads the other day. They locked up. They were sale leads. They were $29 a piece. They locked up a contract within that calling period of 15 of them. And they had like 3 or 4 really great conversations that are going to probably lead to possible contracts as well.
If you think about that, if you're doing a contract per 15 leads and you're paying $29, that's a very small cost of acquisition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have people doing it all day long.
Yeah. Okay. So it's worth playing around with that.
You asked about the orders. So it'll always say, this is something that we're very big on. It's being transparent. You will always know how many people have ordered this, whether it's exclusive. Well, if it's exclusive 0, it'll always say 0.
Will there be an active that doesn't have anybody on it, but it's in the active?
Yep. Okay. There will be sale leads for $29 that has nobody on it.
So definitely worth looking at those.
Yep.
Because if there's no one on it and you can buy it at the sale at the coupon price, I mean, why not?
Absolutely. And we got a lot of people going in. Actually, you just see how that just updated as that lead came in. So it just does. It just continues to update on me. But no, you're absolutely right. It's like, that's why I always tell people, if you're new to this and you need to get your reps in by doing the Coupon Club, because it's a lot easier for $29 at a time. And Coupon Club's like $199 a month. And so for $199 a month and $29 per lead, you can get your reps in. And we have guys that are closing even more than that. Like I say that 1 in 15, we have guys that are doing 1 in 10. And so it's not always set to just that.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and pull my screen down here.
Okay.
There you go. I stopped share.
Yeah. That's real. I didn't think about it that way. I've only ever done the exclusive just because I'm like, I want it all to myself,
Well, think about it this way, Jerry. Like you're coming in. Okay. So when you come in and do it, if you do a Coupon Club, you're going to spend time with that person. You're going to make sure you follow up with that person. Like most people don't have a game. They come in here, they start buying, and they don't have a game when it comes to really doing real estate. They don't know what they're doing. They're testing it out. They're trying it out. So you're going to be, 90 to 99% better than everybody else on the platform. And most of us can be that way. Yeah. And so that's why I always say, start with that Coupon Club, start with that $29 and work your way up.
Yeah. And what's exciting, guys, is Michael's worked out some really cool packages just for my viewers and subscribers and followers. We're going to put a link. In fact, I'll just put that there real quick, Michael, if it's okay.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
And I'm really excited about this. This is the only place you're going to get this. It is an exclusive offer just for you guys watching this right now. And if you go to that jerry.ispeedtolead.com, you can check out all the details. But you're literally, what is it, Michael? Like 50% off the regular price for some of the packages.
So it's over 50% off for the PPL starter, and it's going to get you guys a good bucket of leads to start with. So you're going to have the money to spend on the leads that you need. And you're going to also get that premium that I was showing. You're going to get a bunch of other little things. You're going to get access to those things to get rolling. And so you have, in your first month, you'll have everything you need to get started.
Yeah, fantastic. And I want to go back to something you said with the coupon leads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for $29, you said get in your reps for $29.
Yeah.
And it got, while you were saying that, I just was thinking, you know, I don't think you can acquire a high quality conversation of any sort for under $29. I mean, no matter where you go, you're probably going to need to pay some skip tracing to get that. You're going to need to cold call quite a bit just to get on the phone with someone. You know, like for very inexpensive, you can start really honing in your skills. And there's, you know, I can give you the 5 steps to close, and you can learn this stuff conceptually, but there really is no way around becoming good at this without actually doing the thing and being on the phone and talking to people. That there's no other way. The only way that I've gotten where I am is just 20 years of doing it all the time, every day, until it becomes second nature. And what I've seen is when people can get in and they can get over that hurdle of the fear of on the phones, the faster they get over that fear of being on the phones, and the more often they put themselves in that position, the better they get, the more comfortable they get. They start to have the answers now come naturally. They know what the questions to ask. You know, it's all about asking the right questions at the right time with the right tone. And you learn how to do that well. And guys, comping is a skill that you can learn. I don't think it's overly complicated to learn how to comp a property to get to your value, your offer. So, you know, like I think there's, to me, winning at this game is like 2 big things. It's getting high quality conversations and knowing how to close deals. Right. I think we overcomplicate this business so much, and really it's, how do I talk? How do I have high quality conversations every day? And how do I know how to put an offer together and put a deal together? Once I know how to do that, and I get on the phones every day, I'm going to be doing deals every month. It's literally that simple.
Yeah, no. And I think the key is there, like you said, the high quality conversation. I mean, if you think about it, most newbies come in and they get a list, whether it be a water list or a foreclosure list or whatever list, and they're calling prospects, and they're just going through people that are no, 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 and sadly, sometimes other choice words also.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating. It's like, you know, being an actor in the acting industry, they say that when you're, you know, in Hollywood, you're going to hear 99.9% of the time, you're going to hear no. And most people give up because they hear so many no's. They're just, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And with this, we get that quality conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. The conversation goes like this, you guys. You say, hi, this is Jerry. Is this Pam? Are you looking to sell your house still at 123 Main Street? Oh, you are? Okay. Well, let's see if we can help you out. You know, maybe you don't put the deal together, but at least you're talking to somebody that knows you're calling. They're expecting your call. They want to sell. So you've just overcome like a massive hurdle that really just discourages so many people. And that's the, don't call me, F you, go play in traffic, go pound sand, you know, all the things. And you don't have to have all of that hard rejection,
right?
You know, when you're doing this.
Yeah. No, it's so important. It's I think about it from any sales position, you know, so often people, they give up in sales. The reason it's so hard to make it in sales is because they give up because of all the rejection.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we come in and do. We remove that rejection and we say, hey, you know what? Get on the conversation with them. If they turn around and literally say, no, I'm not interested in selling, for some weird reason, they snuck through our process, you can get your money back on it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing there. It's like, we're guaranteeing they're motivated to sell a lead. Now, if you can't get to a price, obviously we're, you know, sorry, if you couldn't get to, you know, $100,000 and you could only get to 99,000, then we can't do that. But
now, Michael, let me ask you a couple questions. And by the way, guys, put questions you have in the chat. We'll try to get to those. If we don't get to those, we'll try to get, you know, when this live is over, then it'll go to the comment section. So if you're watching this post live, leave a comment, and or if your chat question doesn't get answered, move it over to the comments, because we can look at that afterwards a little easier. but we'll try to get to all your questions. But a couple things that come to mind for me, Michael, is
Mhm.
you can geo-target very specific locations versus like nationwide, obviously is going to give you unlimited supply of leads,
Correct.
but you can narrow it down to, I just want to look at Philadelphia or I just want to look at Atlanta, right? You
Yep.
can be very specific in your target, right?
So you can pick your state and then you pick your county.
Okay.
And then inside that county, you'll see the cities that are coming in inside that county.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you can be very specific that way. And then what are some tips on the criteria you want to look at? Let's say you're like, okay, I only want to spend $1,000 or $500 or whatever it is, and I've got all these opportunities. What are some tips on how to try to find something that might be a good winner?
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that's a really good question. So yeah, when you're getting into those conversations, I think that it's the seller motivation. Like,
Yeah.
the less motivated they are to sell, the harder the conversation is going to be. The price is going to be a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could also be looking at a $500,000 house versus, a $200,000 house as well. So
Yeah.
they need to downgrade, they need to downsize their house. They need to upsize their house. Those are going to be the harder conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of realtors, actually agents, that use our platform as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are going to be the ones, if you're an agent, then go after them all day long.
Yeah.
But if you're a newbie, if you're like, you know what, I'm going to be testing this out, trying it out, I need those reps, I would go after the highly motivated people. So
And
I would go,
and it indicates that, right?
Yep,
It gives
it
you
does.
some level of that.
It'll tell you so for example, I just have it up on my screen right now. This one is this person's, their seller motivation is moving from United States. So they're leaving the States. Now they may be a little bit more motivated only because they may have a timeline. So now they're not just downsizing, they're actually leaving the States. So they may be like, I got to be out of the States for a job. They might be a little more motivated.
So you want to be looking at the reason for selling.
Yep.
Is one of your categories, one of your filters on there.
Correct. Reason for selling. So we have seller motivation. We have, it tells us if anybody's living in the home at the time, how fast do they want to sell? So I would mix that seller motivation with the speed of how fast. Some of them are ASAP. So it's like if they're ASAP, like this relocating one in Kansas City that I see right now on my screen, they're relocating and it's ASAP.
Yep. Those ones I call on. The ones that say not looking to move for 6 months.
Right.
Maybe I'll skip that one. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Which right now I'm seeing a bunch of ASAPs as I scroll through. I see a couple like 1 monthers and stuff like that. We don't see near as many of the 6 month stuff like that.
Now,
you'll see them here.
What about the listed ones? Because I used to skip over those ones.
Do you mean like listed on the market?
Yeah, it's I think it says on there that
it does.
It's listed with an agent.
It will.
And
if it is listed. Yeah, and they're much cheaper. We sell those ones for real cheaper. Obviously.
I used to not call those. And then I think I'm going to call those more though, because I called one, Michael. I don't know if I told you this story. I called one and she said, and I actually did it on accident. I didn't see it. And then she said, oh, it's listed, or no, I Googled it and I saw it was listed. So I'm like, oh, hey, are you listed with an agent right now? And then I look at my system and I saw it on there. I'm like, oh, shoot, I missed that. But anyway, she said to me, yeah, but it's my friend. And, she's just trying to help me out. I said, okay, so do you have any kind of listing agreement? And she's like, no. I can do whatever I want. So I was like, oh, I wonder how often that happens. Another time I did this, the listing was up in like a couple days.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people, they're just really unsatisfied with their agent. So they come on, fill out the form, go through the process because they're like, okay, my agent is gone in a week.
Not getting it done.
What am I going to do? How can I do this?
Now be careful, guys, because you don't ever want to, you don't ever want to step on toes. So
absolutely
find out, okay, is there a listing agreement and what's going on there? Don't ever try to backdoor an agent or any of that. That's just going to come back to haunt you because, the agent, if they find out, they're going to demand a commission, all the things. So, just ask the questions to find out what's going on. And if it's available, then you can go after it. So I just, there's lots of things here, guys, that you can play around with and learn and try. And I think since those agent leads that come in like that, I've seen this, that must be a common thing because I've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
I
The
think
other
I'm going
thing
to go
that
after more of those.
we've had a lot of people, and I've heard stories of guys basically contacting those as well, and then turning around and being like, "Hey, I'm really interested in your property. Can you basically get me to your agent?" And
Yeah.
they just go straight through the agent at that point in time and say, "Hey, I'm an in buyer and I'm ready to buy this house for cash."
Yeah.
And it's like a no-brainer.
Yep, definitely. That I think if I got on and that was what they said, "Oh yeah, I am," and they don't understand, like, okay, you can't be selling it outside of your agent. Let me talk to your agent, and then I would just work it through the agent, because I do a lot of agent deals, and I would just treat it that way, from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool. Well, guys, be sure to check out that jerry.ispeedtolead.com to get that special promo. And again, I was a little leery, Michael, of doing this video because I was concerned that this is not for newer investors. This is for the seasoned pros, because you're paying more to get you're basically paying a white glove service to get a lead ready to go. And so that would not necessarily be newbie friendly. And I think that's a misconception in the marketplace, is that pay per lead providers like you guys are for advanced only. But you've really made it so that it's not that. It's actually super affordable for even brand new people to get into the game. In fact, not only super affordable, it might even be the better way to go, because you don't have a team, you don't have lots of systems, you don't have lots of tools, you don't really have the ability to follow up. You have constraints with work and this can be like, okay, I got an hour at this time during my lunch break, boom, I'm on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
Right. Or
And
I got an hour
you
when I
can
get
cherry pick it. You cherry pick the lead you want. And it's like, no, I couldn't agree more. And I know that our platform, I can't speak for the other platforms out there because they're very different. A lot of them do have an upfront cost to get onto. They don't even have a marketplace like we have. They just send you what's in your area, but they do have like hey, you have to do a minimum of $1,000 or this or that. And so that's why, I say get on the marketplace. And so no matter what, if you go to that link, you can sign up, purchase the package and stuff like that. But we also have a free offer on there as well for you to get a free account. And I'll tell you what, anybody who goes to that page, signs up, whether they're paid or free, is going to get $100 bonus sent to their account. So they'll get $100 bonus. So you can test out, some leads for free, basically.
Yeah. So you could use the $100 to do leads.
To do leads. Yep. Yeah. It'll be a bonus $100 that'll be added to your account. And if you have Coupon Club, guess what?
You could do 3 leads. Yeah. You could do 3 right there.
Yep.
Yeah. And guys, this does work. I did, I don't know if you know this, Michael, but I did a live with RJ Bates where we just we're calling ispeedtolead data.
Yeah.
And it was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
And on the live, I contracted the deal with the seller and then wholesaled it for a $20,000 assignment, afterwards. And
holy cow.
Yeah, and what I did was it was a tear down.
Yeah.
In a really hot area, like $1 million homes. And I ended up on the same street. There was a developer who had built 2 new homes, like literally on the 2 doors down.
Yeah.
So I get off, I contract the deal. I get off, I look, I'm like, okay, here's somebody that was probably interested in this. They just did a ground up project. I call up the agent. The agent's like, I know that lot. Yeah, we would totally buy that. So I pre-sold it. I said, okay, what's your number? And then he committed to it. So then I went back to this. I had to renegotiate a little with the seller and stuff. But anyway, I put it together into a $20,000 deal. And this was literally just doing a live with RJ for, I think we went for an hour or 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really cool.
It is. It's crazy. And that's why I say, we always talk about the newbie or the seasoned. I believe this works for both because it's like that right there. You went live for an hour, just bought some leads, got on conversations, and boom, you closed one.
Yep. And here's just so you guys know, if you guys are paying for the exclusives, this may be a little bit more of an advanced wholesaler here on this part here. But if I pay on average $300 per lead, I know I can close 1 in 15. Now I shoot for 1 in 10, but I know I can close 1 in 15. My confidence is there at the 1 in 15. Well, what is that? That's $4,500. guys, if I can if I can spend $4,500 to get one deal, and that's a $15,000 or $20,000 deal, that is a very good cost of acquisition. I don't know if you guys know this, but in some markets like Phoenix, I was talking to Brent Daniels. I think he was telling me it's up to like 12,000, maybe. I think he even said higher cost per contract. So you're paying in some of these markets, you're paying a lot of money to get a contract in marketing cost. So even at that level on exclusives, now I think I'm gonna blow that out of the water once I start doing the coupon stuff.
Oh yeah,
because I'm gonna mix those in, and when I land one of those, it's like boom, my numbers just went through the roof on my cost per acquisition, right? Like they just drastically lower. But even if I stuck just to exclusives, and I'm spending $4,500 to get 15 high quality exclusive leads, and I'm closing one of those, I'm winning. I'm winning at this game.
Yeah. and just from an investment perspective, you know, a lot of times we don't think about it this way, but if you think about it, how often would you spend $4,500 to make $15,000
over and over again? Right.
Exactly. It's just repeat. It's like step and repeat the process. Just keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in 2025, anytime you can be under $5,000 in cost per contract, you are way ahead of the game.
I would agree.
Because and you know what's also cool about this, guys, is you can literally be a one-man show, one-person show if you're using ispeedtolead.
Yep.
You don't need an acquisitions team. You don't need you don't need 18 cold callers, right? You don't need any of that really. You could just put your time in, block out your hours a day, get your calls.
Yep.
I mean, think about it. If you could close 1 in 15, and let's just say those are 20-minute conversations or whatever, in a couple hours a day, you could be getting a contract a day. A contract a day. If you just if you just spent the money and got on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, guys, you could be $1 million producer with one marketing channel and no team. Now, you got to dispo those deals. So I get that, right? Like, you got, once you're done getting the deal, you got some work to do. But my point is just on acquisition side, you've highly simplified the entire game by doing it this way.
And I'll be honest, to me, the acquisition side is the hardest side. I mean, I don't know why. I just look at Dispo as, you know, it's so much easier.
I'm so glad you said that. I have this argument with a lot of educators in the space, and this business is 80% acquisitions, 20% dispositions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It just is because, in fact, the better the deal you get, the easier dispo is. The reason why people have a hard time in dispo is not because there's not buyers, it's because you have a bad deal or a marginal deal.
They didn't know their numbers. They did something wrong. They didn't pay attention to the property itself. It's like, you know, they didn't dig a little deeper.
Right. I have students reach out to me and they're like, hey, can you help me dispo? And I say, okay, tell me what you've done. Well, I've talked to everybody. I've pushed it. I'm like, well, what do you think I'm going to do? Have a magic buyer? You don't have a deal. And then I'll have another student that's like, yeah, I dispoed my deal for 40 grand. I said, what'd you do? I put it on Facebook Marketplace and I had 40 people contact me. That's a good deal.
Absolutely.
You didn't do anything special. You had an awesome deal that everybody wanted. Yeah. When you have an awesome deal, the buyers are like there for it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of buyers out there, and think about it this way, a true end buyer, they don't look at it the same way as like a wholesaler will look at it. They don't want to do the cold calling if they don't have to. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. They just want the deal handed to them. They want the contract handed to them. They want to go to the closing table. They want to close on it. And then they want to do what they do, whether they buy and hold, whether they fix and flip, whatever they're doing, they want to do what they do. They don't want that acquisition side.
Oh, heck. That's why wholesalers exist. Flippers want to rehab. Landlords want to buy in. They want a landlord. They do not want to do acquisitions, which is why we have such a massive opportunity. But you got to get those good deals, guys. So I think my point here is you could literally be $1 million producer and be a one-person show in this business, but you got to have a really simplified, really dialed in lead generating process. ispeedtolead can be that for you. And then if you want to make dispo brain dead easy, just get really good deals. Yeah. And you could solo dispo too, because good deals sell themselves, right? So you want to make dispo hard, get a skinny deal where you're trying to squeak out $3 grand, $5 grand. That's going to make your dispo really, really hard and a lot of work.
Yeah. And you're not going to make a return on it either. because you're just
No.
you're going to cut yourself out in the end because you're just trying to make it work. And on the dispo side, just a side note, once you guys get into ispeedtolead, whether you get the free account or the paid, we do have a dispo tool. So
I'm excited for your dispo tool. What's it called again? The dispo service?
It's called Deal Speed.
Deal Speed.
And we have over 500,000 buyers nationwide on Deal Speed. And so you just post your pictures, post your property, put it up there, and put it out, and it sends out to all the buyers.
And how's that service work? That's separate from lead gen on the acquisition side, right?
Yes, correct. It's a subscription based service, and it's $239 a month. So it's not some crazy number of like tens of thousands of dollars a year
that we know of.
Yeah. It's $239 a month. Like it's straightforward. And so you'll be able to get in there and check it out when you're inside the platform. It's literally,
so guys, check that out as well. Focus on getting that deal, maybe get that great deal, and then go over and see if the dispo service is the good fit for you.
And do the free trial. Do the free trial on it. Try it out. Test it out. See it then.
Yeah. Well, Michael, this has been really informative, guys. We're about out of time here. Put those questions in the chat. Put those questions in the comment. We'll try to answer those. But jump on over to jerry.ispeedtolead.com and be sure to jump on that. I don't know how long we'll offer this. It is a limited type of offer. It's a special promo. I'm really appreciative, Michael, that you guys and Gene and the team put this together for me. I'm going to keep doing more lives too of ispeedtolead. I love doing it with RJ.
Great.
I told RJ, I said, RJ, as often as you want to do those, I'll do them, because I could talk to sellers all day long. I just get energized by it and love doing it. And he's such a fun guy to hang out with, and he's so competitive, He
is.
So it's great to do it.
He keeps the energy up.
By the way, he'll make sure, because he makes it all about like a cage match, type of thing. And it's not real. I mean, it's just taking turns, but he keeps score. He definitely keeps score. And so the last time I did it with him, I got 2 contracts and he only got 1. And I could tell it it bothered him. And he's like, let's go a little bit longer today. He's hoping to like get one more on the phone. Like, no, RJ, 2 hours. You said 2 hours and 2 hours is up, buddy. Sorry, man, we're done. Looks like I got more than you did today. But it's all in good fun, because awesome. I love his passion and energy. But anyway, guys, bring that to this. Bring the fun to this. Bring the excitement to this. You'll notice on every single one of my calls I do live, I try to bring some humor in. I just try to keep it light. I try to connect. I try to show empathy when empathy is needed, because a lot of people are in hard situations. And I just try to be real. I just try to be genuine with people. And that's the best way to win at this. Is you don't have to have all the right answers. If people feel like you care, then they'll open up and they'll trust you. So care, do the right thing. A lot of the times, Michael, I would tell the seller, I'm not the right fit for you. This is what you should do. You should go do this, this, or this. And it's pushing them away from me because it's just the right thing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't want to put a house under contract that, first off, that you can't actually help the person.
Right.
In the end, they're just going to be angry and mad about it. And you're going to have to go back on your word. Like, it is about the empathy. It is about, the honor and sticking to what you say when you're calling. And I always say that, like, everybody thinks they need to be this amazing closer. And it's like, oh, the best teams have the best closers. No, the best teams have the best people. And it's really about just being a person in the situation.
Being a person and showing up.
Yep.
Like, honestly, guys, like I say this all the time, our job isn't to create motivation, it's to uncover motivation. And the only way to uncover motivation is talk to more people, talk to enough people. Someone's going to be motivated. The stars are going to align. They're going to want that cash, the speed and convenience of that cash offer. And you're just in the right place at the right time. Not really a lot of sales skills to being at the right place at the right time. But you're in the game. Like, you want to win more, get in the game, get off the sidelines and get in the game. That's how you win at this. You're never going to win on the sidelines. And you're going to win a whole lot more if you're in the game. Whether you're good at the game or not, you're still going to win. You're going to just be standing there in the end zone and the ball is going to get thrown to you, just because you're there. So get there, as often as you can and more often this year. And I think you'll win a lot more. So, Michael, I just want to tell you in closing here as we wrap up, I just want to tell you that I appreciate all the dedication and hard work you guys put into this. I know on your development side, I know on your marketing side, I know you guys are really, really putting the effort into making this service better and better. And I'm a tech guy, right? Like I've got software, it breaks down, it doesn't work all the time, stuff slips through. I get all that, but you guys are committed to making the process better and better all the time. So I'm excited to see where things go, because I only know it's going to get better as you guys fine tune things. So
yes, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Make sure you let the team know I said that.
I will let them know for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Leave a comment and let us know what you need, and we'll see you on the next video.
Have a good one.